All right, Lanny Keith, 2 seasons so far. You start off dead cold, and then things just liven up, and now you can't seem to lose. Tell me how the meet's gone and what turned the light switch on.
Well, when we first got here, boy, I don't know what to say. It was bad.
Yeah.
I wanted to just get a rope. I was upset, but I don't know. We run a filly on a Saturday night, and she run about, I think, 6th, but it's just a real close race, and she got down and she tried to run, and I don't know if you can be happy about a 6th place finish, but I thought she run really well in a really tough race. And then the next one we run on Wednesday night, we win, and they just started clicking, and I don't know. It's just one of those things where when we left Shreveport, we come down here, the horses felt good and they acted good, and we just couldn't. They were just flat when you got up here to run them, and that's just nature. I don't know how to explain it, but it just happens sometimes, and then when they finally start going back up, then you can't do no wrong, and you look like you changed everything in the world, and really the horses peaked where they were in the valley. So
just kind of the game of racing. You've been through these ups and downs before, huh?
Yeah, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago down here, I had the same thing happen, and you beat your head against the wall trying to make something happen, but you just have to ride it out and hope that it turns, and most of the time it will. It's just the horses peak, they get just ups and downs, and you just have to hope that you'll be here long enough for them to go up.
Horse racing is not for the faint-hearted, is it?
No, you got to be, you got to be willing to hang in there, because if you're not, you're gonna get down pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, you got things rolling at a good time. Trials coming up this week and next week. You only have 4 short weeks left in the season. How are things stacked up for you? I know you have a big horse runner on Saturday in the Firecracker Futurity trials. Horse won the Old South. Whatahistoric Moment. Tell me about that horse.
Well, I think we've got a pretty good shot with this colt. He's not going to be, I knew all along he wasn't going to be a short running horse, so we're going to stretch out and go 350 for the trials to the Firecracker, and I think that's going to suit this colt real well. I don't really like an inside draw. We drew the 2-hole. Don't really like he's not the best gate horse. Doesn't have a ton of early speed, but if we can get a clean trip, I think this colt's good enough to qualify, and if we can make the finals, then everybody's got a shot in the finals.
Yeah. What else do you have coming up this week? You also have other horses?
Yeah, just some day race horse. Nothing. Just some more 2-year-olds that we're trying to get maybe a second start coming out of the trials to the Laddie and the Lassie, and just day race horses. But that's the only thing I've got going in the trials this week is just him.
Now you got some big trials next week. Of course, the Lee Berwick richest race of the year. You said you only have a few for that, but you like your chances, right?
Yeah, I've got 7 or 8 that's still paid up, but I think we're probably only going to run maybe 2 or 3 of them. But the ones I'm going to run, I think I've got a legitimate shot to try to get in, and they look real impressive over here in races. Didn't do real well in the trials to the Laddie and the Lassie with them. I've got a colt and 2 fillies, but we come back and run them in a maiden, and they run real well. So I think I've got a pretty good shot with those horses going into the trials to the Lee Berwick, and hopefully everything will work out.
Yep. What do you think about the short time to Evangeline? Of course, they moved the fairgrounds dates, and what do you think about that meet being longer and being over there at the end of the year?
Well, I'm glad I don't have to go to New Orleans. It's a miserable trip down there. It's real hot and miserable, yeah. But just glad to have somewhere to run them, because the way this year's been, we're fortunate to have a place to go to be able to run them, and that's just what we got to be proud of, that we can still run them. They hadn't shut this thing back down, because with everything going on, it could happen any time. But so far we've been fortunate, and hopefully we can make it stay going the rest of the year. And we need it if we can, for sure.
Got to be flexible in this business, don't you?
Yeah, you've got to be. You just got to be willing to hang in there, because it's going to try you this year. I promise you. Everybody's in the same boat. It's a tough year when you just don't know what's going to happen. You can't really plan too much for the future, and you just don't know. But hopefully everything works out and we stay running and we can finish the year on a good note.
Well, have a good week and a good rest of the meet, Lanny.
Okay, thank you, Don.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.